Hey guys, it's Lee Anderton here, otherwise known as the Captain, and I've been very fortunate to have been involved with Chapman guitars for nearly 10 years now. I got involved kind of shortly after Rob came up with the original idea, way back when. And back when Rob and I were pretty much the only two people involved with Chapman, or certainly the only two people on the payroll. We had tons and tons of help from everybody who knows who they are. Rob very kindly said to me, did I want to have a signature guitar within the Chapman range? And I've never had a signature guitar before, but I guess the closest thing I had was this old thing, which was a guitar that I've had since I was about maybe 19 or 20 years old. And it's a Strat that I kind of fairly heavily customized. I came up with I didn't come up with it, I sort of found this crazy Italian pickguard manufacturer that made the pickguard. I've changed it over to HSH, simplified the trem system. Anyway, bits and bobs like that, put some locking machine heads on it, things like that. That was my number one axe for a long time, or probably most of my 20s when I could kind of only afford to have one nice guitar. So I thought it would be fun to base my Chapman guitar pretty much on that. So the current version of the CAP10 is its second generation CAP10 now. So we now have a more contoured body. We have a Mikasa ebony fretboard. Lots of the features are very similar to that. So we have a 25.5-inch scale length. We have locking machine heads. We have the same sort of HSH pickup set. We, as a sort of a group decision at Chapman 2 or 3 years ago, decided to invest a lot more time and energy into trying to design our own pickups rather than always sort of perhaps having a go-to brand like Seymour Duncan or DiMarzio or whatever your favorite is. And so I've ended up with a set of Alnico 5 pickups on mine, Stentorian humbuckers with a Venus Switch single coil. In terms of the comparison to what was on there, which was a JB in the bridge and a Jazz in the neck, it's a little bit more balanced now on this one. So we have a very slightly less hot bridge pickup and a very slightly hotter neck pickup. I love what an HSH Strat allows me to do. I'm a big fan of the fat neck pickup tone. Love that fat sound. Of course, what guitar player doesn't want all those kind of nice funky who doesn't want that? So I still get those kind of sounds in positions 2 and 4. Middle pickup on its own, not a big user of the middle pickup on its own, but if I want something very classic and bright, I've got that sound. Again, the bridge and middle together. Pretty similar to position 4, but... And then the bridge on its own. Here it's powerful, I like that. I tend to use clean amplifiers with a certain type of distortion pedal. I like slightly darker, lower gain distortion pedals, and then I like the kind of the I guess I like the combined juice of everything, a sort of a fairly sort of pokey pickup into not too much gain in the pedal. I like to stack pedals as well. So currently my two sort of favorite sounding distortion pedals are either the Dane or the Very Thing from Snake Oil. But what I tend to do is I tend to end up using one on its own as a rhythm tone and then stacking them up together for a gainy. Absolutely love it when at relatively sensible volumes my guitar starts to go into that natural feedback. So I'm used the tremolo a lot, and I like guitars with tremolo arms, but they have to be the right tremolo arm for me. I don't get on terribly well with Floyd Rose equipped guitars. If I have a Strat style tremolo system, I tend to have it slightly floating off the body so that I can grab the tremolo arm and just use it a lot and get a little bit of sort of vibrato in the playing. On the CAP10 we use a Wilkinson trem system. We've used Wilkinson on Chapman guitars for a long time. And this works great. I can kind of set it up so it's just a little bit off the body. You can hopefully maybe see on one of these cameras, it does float off the body. In 2017, I think all the Chapman guitars with trem systems went over to brass blocks. Again, if you're into your, sort of guitar tone theories and stuff, the brass tends to be a slightly brighter and more resonant sounding metal than most other metals. So again, we've got brass mounting posts that the trem fits into, brass block on the back. It's not a screw-in tremolo arm. Again, it's a tremolo arm that you push in and then you adjust with a grub screw, which is quite nice, so you can kind of leave the tremolo arm sort of wherever you want it to be. What else have we done on here? You can see it's got a contoured kind of heel joint. You'll probably hear me in videos laughing with Rob about, I never really play up here, so the contoured heel joint doesn't play into, my style too much. But I guess it's nice to know if you are trying to get to these top notes like that, you've got a little bit less wood in the way. Any guitar player that plays a sort of a 60s style C-shape Strat neck will be in familiar territory with this. I was a big advocate of rolling the fretboards. My previous CAP10, where the factory wouldn't roll the fretboards, I used to do it myself or get one of our techs to do it. Fortunately now all the factories that Chapman uses roll the edges of the fretboard, so you get that slightly nicer sort of lived-in kind of sound. Get that slightly nicer lived-in sort of feel. So yeah, that's my CAP10. It comes with a hard case. I got sent again back in the day about 50 different pieces of plastic where we were trying to sort of get something close to this scratch plate, and there really was nothing. This is an Italian, do you know what? I can't remember what the type of material it is that this is, but it's not an ideal material to make scratch plates out of because it bends over time with the heat. This is a straightforward plastic 3-ply scratch plate, as close as I could kind of get it. So we've gone with the sort of the off-white color, the crazy kind of sort of fake tortoise shell, I guess, vibe on the scratch plate. Just a straightforward tone and volume. I go through phases with tone and volume. Sometimes I use them a lot. Other times I just turn everything up to 10 and don't worry about it. I guess I'm probably at a turn everything up to 10 and just leave it sort of thing. Yeah, and this is my CAP10. I hope you like it. You should check one out. Most Chapman dealers stock it. There you go. Comes out of the Korean factory, so it's in the Pro line at the moment. So yeah, check it out. There you are. I've been the CAP10. Take it easy.